lesson number 6 for today. Yeah. Lesson number 6 is about pivot tables. Yeah. Okay. So for pivot table, the concept of pivot table is where you can organize and summarize large amount of data according to different format. Yeah, for analysis purpose. Yeah. In other words, using this pivot table, you can organize your data. You can change, let's say, whatever that you have in a column, you can make it as a row, or whatever that you have in a row, you can make it as a column. And then you can also show summaries like different calculation, like sum, average, count, all that. Yeah. So different summaries can be produced by using the um, pivot table. Yeah. One thing you have to remember about creating pivot table, there are some characteristics. Yeah, there are 6 characteristics that mentioned here. This one you just memorize for your exam or for your test. For the points that you have here are actually 2 main points. One is you must have column headers, like for example, first name, last name. You must have labels on top. Yeah, gender. So you must have that kind of labels. That's what we call as column headers. That's one. And another thing, the rest of it is basically saying that you cannot have empty cells or empty rows or empty columns between your data. You know, all the columns and all the rows that you have in that table range, you must have data. Yeah. Okay, so those are the key points that you have from here, but you read and then memorize. Yeah. Okay, now let's look at the first one to create the pivot table report. So for that, we need to open this particular file, which is employees pivot. So go to the folder that you have, okay, the folder that you have with you, and you will find. Let me check the number of students for the 23. Okay, all students are there. Okay, so if you go to employees pivot, so employee pivot is over here. Employees pivot. Okay. And you have a huge collection of data. This is a large data that you have here, right? And we want to create a pivot table based on this data. This is the original data that you have. And you see here, this table that you have fulfill the characteristics of number one, the table must have column headers. So you have that last name, first name, gender, hire date, department, until employee ID. So that is fulfilled. Number two, you shouldn't have any empty cells or empty rows or columns. All the rows and columns, you notice they have data on it. And another third one is the data type that you have on the field must be similar. You cannot suddenly first name you mix with numbers. Yeah. If gender, just male, female. If date, then it's just date. You cannot suddenly mix with other data. Don't mix it. If you mix it, then your pivot table will not work properly. Yeah. Okay. So those are the 3 points actually. Yeah. Okay. Now, how are we going to create the pivot chart or pivot table first? Later, we'll create pivot chart. Yeah. So for pivot table, the instructions are here. Okay. So what you need to do first is you have to make sure you click on any cell within this table area. When I say within this table area, you can click here, doesn't matter. No need to double click, just click to activate the cell. We call it active cell. Yeah. You click anywhere within the table where you have data, and then you go to insert. Under insert, you will see pivot table. And you can read the description also there. Yeah, so easily arrange and summarize complex data in a pivot table. Yeah, you can also double click a value to see which detail values make up the summarized total, something like that. Yeah, so we'll go through all this. Okay, now create pivot table, and you will get this option to create pivot table. Here you only have 2 options. One is to select the table range. it will automatically detect your table. Your table contain data starting from A3 until J63. So that's what displayed here. Next thing, where do you want to create? Do you want to create on this existing worksheet, which is list, or you want to create a new worksheet to show the pivot table? Normally, we use new worksheet. So therefore, this is something that you don't have to change anything. Just click OK. And you see now you have two different worksheets. One is list, that's the original one. And now sheet one, that is for the pivot table. But the pivot table you need to build. And how do you build it? You use the fields that are available here. These field names that you see here, right, is actually taken from here. All this. That's why one of the criteria is you must have labels like this. Otherwise, you cannot do pivot table. So here we already have the list of fields, and over here you have four different areas where each area will be used in order to create the table. Okay, so now according to our instruction, drag the department into rows. Department is the field, and then the area is rows. So just click on department here and drag it to rows. And you get something like this. Yeah, department, drag it into rows. So it's now it's listed. That's how you build the report. So definitely a table like this is not meaningful yet. So you need to include more data. So what are the other data that's required? So in our instruction is stated that drag the gender as well into rows. So gender is here and put it inside rows but below department. And now you see how it's being displayed. You have the department name and segregated by gender, female, male. Yeah, so within the rows, you have two different fields that being combined, and it is already organizing that for you automatically. Yeah. Okay, next one. You can add more fields where division, you add that into columns. Okay, division, you have it here, and column is here. Just drag that and put it here. And then it appears here. These divisions, 2, 3, 4, 5, is taken from here. This is the division. As you can see, they only have 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have division 1. Only 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, it's listed here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, next one. Drag the salary into values. Values will show calculations. So salary, I can do calculation. Take that and drag it into values. And there you go. Now you have more meaningful table, right? It's showing the, and you see the way how we interpret this, right? For administration department, the total salary is 143,000 for division 2, and the breakdown based on gender, female, the total salary is 51,000 and male is 92,000. All right. So that's how we look at it. Yeah. For division 4. Yeah, division 4, under the support department, female total salary is 29,000, male's total salary is 32,000, and overall total for male and female will be 61,000 under division 4 for the support department. Yeah. All right. Next one. So this is just to double check, yeah, whether you have arranged it according to what is stated here or not. Yeah, so that's how we arrange here. And for your info, this can be adjusted. Yeah, the area. For example, you can go here, the line between this field, the list of fields and the areas. There's a line there. You can actually drag this like this. Yeah, so that you have a better view of the areas. So it's all up to individual whether you want to have a better view of the fields or you want to have better view of the areas. Yeah, so that can be adjusted. Okay, and this is the output that we get. Yeah, so you can check for consistency. Okay, next one. To do a report filter. To do a report filter, we'll use level to filter the data. So when I do filter, because now currently filter area is empty, right? So whatever that I include into filter will appear here in A1. Before that, if you click on any empty cells, your the field properties will not be displayed. You have to click within the table, then only it will be displayed. So don't get confused why suddenly mine is missing here. You have to click here, then only it will appear. Yeah. If you accidentally close by clicking on this, which I don't advise you to do, don't ever do this. Yeah. Okay, but I just want to demonstrate to you. If you have accidentally closed from here, even if you click inside, it won't appear. See, it's not appearing. All right. So what you need to do here is you go to analyze. Under analyze, you can see field list, and you can see it appears like this again. So field list. So that's why I say don't close this. Yeah. If you click elsewhere, then it will disappear. That's really good enough. Click again, then it will appear. Yeah. So that's the way how you're supposed to use it. Okay. So now for the filter, level is being used for filter. Go to level, click on level, drag it to filters. And you can see it appears here. And you have different levels, executive and management. How is it showing executive and management? Again, you can check against the original data. This is your original data. There are only two levels listed here. It can be either executive level or management level. Executive or management only. Therefore, there are only two options. That is the option that's shown over here. If you add more, then more will be listed here. Yeah. Okay. So now, if let's say I want to see only for management level, the total salary that being paid for people under the management level, click on it and then click OK. This is for management level. You can see level management. It will change the data. If I click again, I go to executive level. I want to see only for executive level. Click OK, and then I can see for executive level. If I click all, it will show for both combination of executive level and management level, like this. Yeah, so that is the purpose of filter. Okay, next one. Yeah, so this is, if you just set it as management, then it will display something like this. Yeah, but I already change it back to all. Yeah, so if I change it back to all, then it will be like this. Okay, next one. To refresh a pivot table report. To refresh, what they are trying to show here is that how if you change the data on the original one over here, you change something, what will happen to the data here? Will it be automatically updated? No, it won't be automatically updated unless you press refresh. Okay. Before I show you that, this 60,000 that you see here, right? For division number 4, female, under administration, is actually referring to the value that you have over here in cell H9. This 60,000 is the one that being displayed here. Okay. Now, let's say I change for this person from 60,000 to 62,000. So I already change it from 60 to 62,000. And if I go back here, it is still 60,000. It's not automatically updated. So what you need to do, you just right click on any of the cells where you have this calculation. All the cells are actually calculation of salary. Just right click on it and you can see refresh. Click on refresh. And now it will change to 62,000, as you can see here. So it will follow this. Yeah. And for your info, when I click refresh here, it will actually refresh all the cells. It will go and check against the data that you have here, not only one particular cell. Yeah. So let's say now I change it back to 60,000. 60,000. Here is still 62,000. But let's say I click on this cell and then I click refresh. It will still update here because it will update the whole data that you have on that table. Okay, so that is the concept that they are explaining here. Okay, any questions? Okay, no questions. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is to change the summary function. Yeah, summary function is basically referring to the calculations. You can do different calculations like sum, mean, max, count, average. All those are different calculations that we can do. So currently, what we have done here is we have only one calculation, which is sum of salary, because I track salary inside here, right? So values will always perform calculation, and the default calculation is always sum. Yeah, it's always based on sum. Okay. Now, for the sum, if let's say I want to change to different calculation, still on salary, but different calculation, then what you can do here is on the table itself, you can go to the field or any cells where you have sum of salary. As long as it's sum of salary, any cell of the sum of salary, right click on it and you'll see value field settings. Any cell there, but make sure it is sum of salary, not on this or this. Cannot. Yeah, it has to be sum of salaries. Yeah, right click on it and you'll see value field settings. Click on that. And over here, you'll see the different calculations that you can perform or different type of calculation that you can use. So default is sum. You have count, average, mean, max, product, standard deviation, different calculation that you have here, right? Okay. In our instruction, they ask us to change the sum of salary into count of salary. So choose count and then click OK. And you see what happens to the data. It's now not showing the total salary. It's now showing numbers. And how is it useful or meaningful? Basically, now this is number of employees. So for example, under administration department, there are 3 employees under division 2, and 1 employee is female and 2 employees are male. Yeah, 1 female and 2 males attached to administration department under division 2. Yeah. So different calculation that you can do here. Yeah. Now, if you want to change it back to the original one, which is sum of salary, again you right click and you can go back to value field settings and you can change it in this way, right? Another method will be you go under values directly over here because this is where the calculation is done. You can click here. Even here you can see value field setting. So there are two different ways. And here you can choose sum and click OK. It's the same thing again. Okay. So that's how you change the calculation, yeah, the different type of calculation that you want to use. So that part is done. So already reset. Okay. Let's move to 6.6 now. Okay, for 6.6, you're going to add a new field. So on the current areas, we already added some fields, and now I want to add new field, bonus, into values and put it below sum of salary. So bonus is here. Click and drag that and put it below sum of salary. Under values, yeah. And what you see now is for division number 2, this is the sum of the salary, total of the salary, and this is the total of bonus paid. For division 5, this is the sum of the salary and the sum of bonus paid. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you want to remove this bonus, you don't want to include them anymore, just click on it from here, put it back here. When you move it in that way, where from the area you put it back into the fields, it will disappear. Yeah. So whatever that you want to remove from being displayed in your data, in your table, you can remove that by dragging that up. Yeah. Okay, so that's what being shown over here. Okay, so I already removed the sum of bonus, and you also need to remove gender. So if you want to remove the gender is here. Click and drag it up here again. And gender is gone now. The next one, they're asking you to add employee ID into values. Employee ID is here. Click on that and put it under values below sum of salary. And now you get something like this. How meaningful is this? Basically, now I'm looking at the sum of salary for division 2 under the administration department is 143,000 and the number of employees is 3. For division 2 department new tech, we have 392,000 is the total salary. There are 10 employees attached to this department under division 2. Right? So more, different ways of you presenting your data. It all depends on what do you actually want to show during your presentation. And whatever they are showing can be reorganized in a different way. Yeah, so you can do more effective presentation when you're presenting your data in this way using Microsoft Excel. Okay, next one, to move the pivot table report field. Let's say within one area, I want to bring it to another area, right? In this case, they're asking us to move the division field into department, into rows, yeah? So currently, division is here under columns, and we are going to move it to rows. Just drag it and bring it down, put it below department. And now you see how it's being displayed. You have department, division is now here. Under the administration department, the total salary is 385,000. There are 8 employees. For if you want to drill down further, under administration department, you have different divisions. Division 2, total salary is 143,000. There are 3 employees. Yeah. If Division 5, under administration, the salary that being paid is 65,000 for 1 employee. Yeah. Okay. Next, you can also change the order of the fields within the same area. Like now, under rows, right? Department will come first, followed by division. So that's why you have department followed by division. Now, division, you drag from here, put it up above department. And when you do that, you see here now, division is shown first, then followed by department. Yeah? So within the same box, you can change the order of your data, your field. Yeah? And that will be reflected on your pivot table. Okay, so that is what you need to know under this file here. Yeah. So can you please save that and close it? Save and close whatever that you have done. We are done with this file. Any questions? If you're not able to follow, no worries, because I know maybe for many of you, this is the first time you're dealing with pivot table. Just try to understand the concept, and later, once the recording is available, try to attempt. Or you can just go through the instructions and try to do it slowly. For those who can follow, that's good. Yeah. Okay, save and close. Yeah. So I don't save this. Let's move to the next one. For the next activity, is on hiding, unhiding, and sorting your items. We need to use a new file called trips pivot. Okay, so go to your folder, trips pivot. Open that file. And this is what you have here. The pivot table is already created. There are 2 different worksheets. One is sheet 1, the other one is ticket sales. This is the original data, and this is the pivot table based on this data. Yeah. Okay. So now display sheet 1. So make sure you're looking at the pivot table. And we want to hide data related to Edina and Maplewood. These are 2 different locations where this business, they have their branches. So I don't want to see for these two places on the sales that have taken place. So currently they are included. I don't want to show them in my list here. Therefore, you can just go to manual filters over here, and you will see filters. The one that you don't want to include in your pivot table, you can just remove the tick. Deselect, we call it. So Edina, you remove. Maplewood, you remove. So Edina and Maplewood, now you have removed the tick. Click OK, and you'll see this. Yeah. Okay. So now how you can make them to appear again? Same place. Go here, manual filters, and you can just put a tick for whatever that you want to display. Or you want to display everything, just click on select all. Then they will appear again. Yeah, so that's how you hide, and then you unhide after that. Another one is sorting. For sorting, same place, menu filters, click on that. Now currently the names are like in alphabetical order. I want it to be in descending order. So sort is here. Sort A to Z is ascending order. Z to A is descending order. So let's try Z to A, second one. And now you can see it's arranged in descending order of alphabets. Z to A. Yeah. Now if you want to set this according to alphabetical order, ascending order, click on it again and you choose the first one, A to Z. Yeah, so that concept is quite straightforward. Yeah, you hide, unhide, and sort, all by using the same place over here. Okay, so that part is done. All this I already covered. Yeah. Okay, next one, to delete a pivot table report field. That means you don't want to remove. You want to remove the fields from your report. That one in this case they said remove tickets. So currently, if you look at this, right, you have data on tickets, sum of tickets. Here also you have sum of tickets, and then you have total sum of tickets. Now they're asking us not to include data on tickets. Okay. Earlier, I showed you that if you don't want any calculation or any particular field to be displayed here, you can just click and drag, put it up. Okay, this is another method. Instead of you go and click and drag it up, you can go to the name of the fields which are listed here. Whenever you see tick, that means that's already included in your table. So tickets now is ticked. So I don't want to show it, then you just remove the tick. Then there's no data on tickets anymore. So there are two ways for you to remove the data from being included in your pivot table. Yeah. Okay, so that part is done. Next one, to filter pages. Okay, to filter pages, here is stated that you should add one filter, which is date. So let's do that first. Add a filter. Even earlier also we did filter. Yeah, we did filter based on level for the first file. Yeah. Here they already have one filter, which is commission. Yeah, and you can see they already included here commission. Right. Now I want to add another filter, date. Take that and put it above of commission. So date followed by commission. So therefore, here you will show date, then followed by commission. So the filter, just like what I showed to you earlier, like level, management level, executive level. Here you will see yes, no. Why yes, no? The original data. Commission, yes, no. Right? So whenever I choose that particular category, then it will show data relevant to that. Yeah. So now, um, if I want to segregate this yes no into two separate worksheets, that means for yes, it will create one worksheet and show it here, something like this. You don't have to include anything further. Okay. And then for no, it will create another worksheet. So that means you will have another two more worksheets. For now, you see here, you only have two worksheets here. One is sheet one for pivot table. Another one is the ticket sales, which is showing the original data. When I create filter report pages, it will automatically add two more based on the two categories here. Yes, no, because I'm going to do it for commission. Yeah. So how can you do that? Where it will show one report for yes, one report for no. Go to analyze. Under analyze, you can see option. Click on the arrow under the option. And you can see show report filter pages. Click on that. Show report filter pages. And this will appear. Since you have two different filters, they're asking you want to filter based on which one? Based on date or based on commission? In our case, it's based on commission. They're asking us to do it based on commission. Therefore, you select commission and click OK. And you can see now you have two new worksheets. One is no, another one yes. Yeah, because it has taken these two categories that you have. If you have three categories, then it will create three. If you have five categories, then it will create five. Yeah, this one is just two categories, yes, no. So you have for no, automatically it will show here no. What is the data? Then if you click on the second worksheet, for yes, what is the data? Yeah, so that is what we call as report filter pages. Okay. Another thing. Let's say I want to drill down further on the cell that we have. Like for example, here for Maplewood, it's showing 1,800. That is the sum of total. Based on what I got this 1,800, I want to see the breakdown. Just double click on it. And you can see another a new sheet is created. And it's showing all the records related to Maplewood and what is the total. So you see that this is the subtotal, yeah? So it's all for Maplewood. And you can see 300 plus 700 plus 800. That is how you get this 1,800. Okay, based on this three. Yeah, so you can drill down. Even if I click on this 1410, I want to know what is the breakdown of this. Double click, and you will create. There is only one record that you have. Yeah, so you see how powerful this pivot table is. Yeah? So much of details that we can display. Right? Okay, next, to apply table style. Okay, apply table style similar to what you have learned in lesson 1 last week. We have table style, then we apply the table style. So this one, they call it as pivot table style. For pivot table style, how do we apply that and what we do, what style we want to apply? We want to apply pivot style medium 13 so that it will look like this. To do that, you go to design and you will see pivot table styles. Click on this and you can see all the different styles that are available: light, medium, and dark. Right? So the one that we need to do here is medium 13. Medium 13 is this. Just hover, then you can find the name. Yeah, medium 13, and then click on it. And this is how it appears. Yeah, so that is similar to applying a table style like last week. Yeah, so we are done with this, and let's continue. So next one, we want to create a pivot chart this time. So you have pivot table. So earlier we deal with pivot table, and now it's pivot chart. Let's try to create one chart here. So to do the pivot table, pivot chart report, go to ticket sales. We start from the original one because this one is also based on the original one from here. Yeah, like what we did on the first file earlier. So now this is the original table. Make sure you click anywhere within this table, yeah, on any data first. and then go to insert. So earlier we used insert pivot table. Now we'll use insert pivot chart. So click on that, insert pivot chart. Same options appear in here. As I said earlier, you don't have to change anything here. Leave it. Just click OK. And you have a new worksheet for you to build the pivot chart this time. Earlier we built pivot table. Now it's pivot chart to display a chart. Currently it's empty because you have yet to drag any fields from here into the 4 different areas that you have. So according to our instruction, drag office field into axis, drag total into values, commission into legend. So now office is here. Drag that and put it under axis. Still, there's nothing being displayed because in order for you to have a chart, you must have 2 fields. Then only you can create a chart or 2 different set of data. Yeah, but it's already showing the list of office because it will still create a table here. Next, take the what is the next one? Total, and put it under values. And now you'll see the table is there and the chart is created. Yeah. Okay. Next, take commission and put it under legend. Legend is here. Commission is here. Take that and put it in. And now you have a chart like this. And so basically, you can add data and into these different areas that you have, and that will be displayed here on the chart. But at the same time, there will be a table that created. Yeah, and even this, right? You have options like filter, all those things. Okay, you have all these options here. Okay, so that's why they don't see this as a normal chart. It's a pivot chart because it can be customized further. Okay, so that is what we have based on that instruction. We have created this similar to this. Yeah, and you can save it and you can close it. You can save and close it. So we are done with pivot chart. Pivot chart is quite straightforward, easy. Yeah. Okay, and this is the last part. The last part is about grouping. Okay, grouping, like for example, if you have 2 set of data, then you want to group it as one group. Then you can do that by using grouping. So to do that, close the other file, let's save and close it. Open a new file that's provided, which is pivot group. So go to pivot group. This is pivot group. Open that file. Okay, and this is the original data. And you have another worksheet there, sheet 1, which is showing the pivot table. Currently, we have 3 groups within this pivot table. One will be quarter, quarter 1. Another one will be quarter 2. Next will be quarter 3, and followed by quarter 4. So there are 3 different groups that you have. Yeah. If I click, meaning I collapse them, expand them, then you will get something like this. If you click again, you basically collapse them. This is expand, this is collapse. Expand, you do list down, collapse will not show them. Yeah. Okay, so there are 4 different groups that you have here. Now I'm going to combine group 1 and quarter 1 and quarter 2 as one group. So how do I do that? If let's say you have expanded here, if you have expanded like this, then you have to select starting from quarter 1 here until the quarter 2, the last row that belongs to quarter 2. Starting from the first row that belongs to quarter 1 until the last row that belongs to quarter 2, because I want to now combine this as one group. Yeah, make them under one group. So if you have expanded, then this is the way how you do it. Then to do the grouping, after you have selected the range for quarter 1 and quarter 2, you can go to Analyze. Under Analyze, you can see Group Selection. And if you click on it, then it will be grouped. Another method, which is much more easier, you just right click and you can see Group. So if I click on that, you see a group is created and the group name is Group 1. You want to give a name, you can just click on it and you can start typing. Like for example, let's say I call this as quarter 1 and 2. Yeah? So now if I collapse them, you can see quarter 1 and 2. This is one group. See, this is one group. In one group, I have quarter 1 and quarter 2. Yeah. Okay. How if you want to ungroup? Just right click on the group name and you can see ungroup. And now they are back to separate groups, 4 different groups. Okay. If you have collapsed them like this one is expanded, right? If you didn't expand, it's just collapsed like this, then it's much more easier for you to do grouping. You just select like quarter 1 and quarter 2, you just select like this, right click on it, and you can group them. Okay, it's the same. And then you can give a name. Let's say, for example, we call this as first half, and then inside bracket here. Then I want to combine quarter 3 and quarter 4 as one group. Just select both together, right click, group, then it will create group 2. Go to group 2 and you just rename it as second half and inside bracket here. And if you want to see them more obviously, you can drag this to see clearly. So you have now 2 groups. First half is one group and second half is another group. Then if you expand, then you see what are the 2 groups belongs to first half. And then if you expand this, what are the 2 groups belongs to the second half. All right, so that's all about grouping. Yeah, all these actually I've already put together. Now you can save it and you can close it. Any questions? Okay, if no questions, I know it's already almost time's up, just 1 more minute. Your homework for this time will be 6.14 using this file that is available in your folder and complete all these instructions. Yeah, so exercise 6.14 is your homework. Yeah, after this class, after I end this meeting, I'll create the link for you to make submission. As usual, make sure it is submitted before the next class. Chong Xiong En, what happened? How come you're not in the class? I added everyone. Xiong.
My Google Classroom suddenly don't have. I don't know why.
Oh. Seong. Let me double check.
Okay.
Hey, you're there? The name?
But I didn't see in my computer here.
You don't see.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Did you go to classes and you check?
When I check again.
Go here.